Welcome everybody! Souldin of the Grin Bros here with yet another Grin Brothers with others, technically! Who are the others this time? Is it the Miiverse Shelter again? No! The others here are, well, a couple of other people, but I didn't know the legalities of, if they were to actually be in-person recording with me, because ever since the YouTube copper thing, it's all been a bit of a confusing circumstances. The people involved in this video that I'm playing with are my niece and nephew. Yeah, my 3-year-old niece, the Little Abyss. She's Daisy there in the pink dress, and this is her stage of choice. She is free, that's why she walked off a cliff. And my 6-year-old nephew, gosh, that makes me feel so old saying that. Yeah, he wasn't 6 at the time, he's 6 as of the time of this video will be up, in theory. Maybe he'll even be 7, oh gosh. He's the oldest nephew, Little Hurricane. He's Mario, I think. Is he Mario? No, I'm Mario. He's King Dedede. Yes, because he's blue. His favourite colour is blue. Yes. The Little Abyss has a problem, as you can see, as her Daisy, that she often is constantly pushing the controller. She typically struggles with the fact that the controller is supposed to be held as a controller, per se. She tries to hold it as a remote, which, ironic, the design of like, the Switch and the Wii controllers, for instance, were on the basis of, have familiarity for people. But of course, for a 3-year-old, it just means they always assume that it should be held like a remote sort of thing. Little Hurricane's picked up gaming quite quickly, quite easily, so he's fairly adept at it. Though it has been a while since he played Smash Bros. Last time, which is why his controls are a little bit sluggish there. And he was a bit confused with the sheer amount of characters in. I put this amount of characters thinking it might make things a little easier for them if they were outnumbering me by some degree. I probably should have added an extra fire for the Little Abyss because I didn't realise just how many times she'd walk off a cliff. She does better in the next match stage because it's the very pink stage. Yeah, she's quite girly in that aspect. She loves pink. She likes unicorns. Not sure if it's a particularly feminine thing, but she also really likes pigs. But that's also because they're pig, and also because she loves Peppa Pig. So, stage transition. I had a real fun time playing with them. I get killed by the stage transition. I went a little bit easier on him, mainly because the Little Abyss was here. I probably wouldn't need to worry too much with Little Hurricane, but Little Abyss was, as you can see, constantly walking off the stage. She, funny enough, did better playing Dead or Alive. Yeah, she actually played Dead or Alive. Her choices were Bass and Kazumi, which she remembers by name and likes Kazumi. She actually managed to get off, I think, a little combo off with Bass, which is impressive. Admittedly, it was probably fiddling around with the buttons sort of thing, but that was pretty neat to see. Apparently, her dad has been letting her play with him and the Little Hurricane with Super Mario 3D World. They lose a lot of lives because she's walking off everywhere, but it's nice that she's getting involved in video games. Little Hurricane is a bit, perhaps, too active with video games, but I see that as a plus in my opinion. Nice that I get to do some gaming. And this stage was, of course, the Little Hurricane's choice because, he likes Kirby. He likes Kirby, he likes Smash Brothers, he likes Mario, likes Minecraft, and he really likes Slime Rancher. And he likes Pokemon. He's played Pokemon a couple of times as well. Oh, what was it? Battle Block Theatre, that was it. He likes the game where you can, push people into the water and explode and stuff like that. So Friendly Fire is a constant with him. He's actually fairly adept at solving the puzzles. A little bit tricky trying to get the trigger buttons, but, he is young and his hands are small. Even with that, being outnumbered, of course I was win, but then again, I'm, significantly more experienced than him. Also to an adult. So yeah, this is the last match with both of them. After that, it's just me and the Little Hurricane. And although not a promising start, she does her usual trick, I do know the Little Abyss does do better in these matches. Let's see, who was I this time? Oh yeah, I was Woolly Yoshi. I let them pick for me. Yeah, a lot of them got picked. Like, me Swordfire was on... I was quite surprised. Hey, there's Nanka. She's a me Swordfire I made. I did so because of, the Ashley costume and stuff sort of thing. And it was just kind of a funny coincidence, the little hurricane who's playing as Kirby, unsurprising there, he likes Kirby, would quite surprised that he ended up picking Nanka to be on his team. But honestly, with how much he plays the Switch, he should really have a Switch of his own. We actually did a funny joke about instead getting him because, you know, obviously his dad owns the Switch, my brother, Silverwing, owns the Switch, and so of course he gets to say when, you know, how long, you know, the little hurricane should be playing, which, you know, to be fair, he shouldn't be playing all the time sort of thing. But we did joke whether we should buy little hurricane a PS5 and say, you get to decide how long Daddy gets to play on it. Would be pretty funny. But yeah, as you can see, the Little Abyss is starting to do better as Zelda. She picked up Zelda fairly well, proving, you know, mainly it's just through the fact that she ends up spamming the B button over and over again. But hey, she walks off significantly less cliffs. She even uses the up B on occasion. Again, I think that's more because she keeps trying to hold it, and yeah, and in fire, she keeps trying to hold the controller as a TV remote. Yeah. I didn't actually need to, you know, like in the first match, I was actually having to tell a little bit, a fair bit of quite what to do. So. Quite nice. And of course, Zelda's Final Smash is broken, so it's no surprise that manages to cause some harm with that. And Little Hurricane was... manages to recover! Okay, he managed to survive... I mean, yeah, he had plenty of health, but he managed to survive Zelda's Final Smash. You can see that he took a while to see where he was, which, understandable, you know, there's a lot going on on screen. And this is Little Abyss's stage choice, because it was pretty. I really do like that they've got Woolly Yoshi, well, Yarn Yoshi, in Smash Bros. Sort of thing. Ironically, when I think to myself about Yoshi as a series, I don't think of it much as a series. It just feels far too connected to Mario. At least the Woolly World sort of series has given Yoshi more of a visual identity. Funny enough, her just standing still, spamming the B button over and over again, actually proves too advantageous here, whereas the little Hurricane actually walks off a fair few cliffs as a result of Skull Kid. He did say immediately when Skull Kid appeared, "Oh, I hate Skull Kid." Also, and she's back to actually using Din's Fire. Oh, just a last minute KO for Bowser there. And I still managed to win. Yeah, like Little Abyss likes, of course, you know, Peach, Daisy, Zelda, Zero Suit Samus, anyone who could have a pink outfit, really. She also really likes Jigglypuff. And I know from my amiibos, she really likes the Splatoon characters. She plays with the Ridley amiibo, the King Dedede amiibo fairly often as well. Link on occasion as well. Yeah, this time I was Min Min, and Little Hurricane was Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong's really strong, he says, and he finds Donkey Kong really hard because he hits really hard in one attack. It's funny, we were actually going to choose the CPU. You know, last time the green player CPU was Donkey Kong, and that was originally going to be Jigglypuff, but Little Abyss was sad that Jigglypuff was going to be chosen because she likes Jigglypuff, and they didn't want us being up Jigglypuff. Which was adorable. It was actually kind of funny. In Dear Diamond Diary, the Little Abyss and Little Hurricane ended up deciding the Pokemon roster, the selection of Pokemon to choose from, and there were some interesting picks. The Little Hurricanes was a bit more concentrated, like you could tell there was a set theme of water and bugs for the most part, whereas the Little Abyss was a bit more over the place, but some interesting picks. Unsurprisingly, Shellos, because it's pink and squishy, was one of the ones chosen by the Little Abyss, ended up making the team. Because I then had the team decided upon by a friend of mine, Beerbop's channel up below. She's not actually familiar with Pokemon, so I had her choose because it would be pretty unbiased sort of thing. Today's tea I've got with me is Toffee Apple. It was admittedly past its best before date, but there's no, you know, use by date. It's just a best before date, so in theory this should still be good. It's a Toffee Apple tea. It's a flavoured fruit tea. Brew time is 3 to 5 minutes. This will be my first time having it. I'm not sure how many minutes I've brewed it on. I used my tea timer I've got, which is like sand hourglasses, and I did it to the medium setting because they've got a weak, a medium, and a strong setting for it, and I did it to medium. The brand here is Witards, and the information on it is a toffee apple flavoured fruit infusion bolstered by pineapple pieces and macadamia nuts. Sorry, macadamia nuts. Use 2 teaspoons per cup and avoid if you have nut allergies. And I shall be trying it without milk. And like I said, medium brew time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I chose Gerudo Valley and Little Hurricane chose the Green Hill Zone here. He also remembers Sonic by name, so I'm not sure he's ever played a Sonic game, but he knows Sonic, but that would be because his dad liked Sonic, so very different than what I was expecting. It is sweet. It's sweet. I should have expected it from, you know, toffee apple. I'm not sure why I wasn't expecting sweet, but it like skips over the tongue and immediately shoots straight to the back, the flavour. It tickles the back. It's a very quick pass. It's a decently strong flavour, but it passes by really quickly. Like, I actually swished that around on my tongue and it didn't stick on the tongue very much. It immediately tries to jump to the back straight away. It feels quite nice, the warmth of it. It's like, I've got like a perfect temperature sort of thing. Yeah. I definitely do think that, you know, Springman already being an assist trophy affected how things went for the, you know, Min-Min's inclusion here sort of thing. It does seem just really strange, even if supposedly the director said otherwise. I always take a lot of the comments that get made, even by Sakurai, and particularly with Sakurai, with a grain of salt. He changes his mind a surprising amount. Okay, Toffee apple tea. Yeah, very nice. Not sure I'd like it too much as a bigger tea. It might be a bit too sweet in that case. But it's a distinct flavour and a very distinct feel. Not sure how it feels like if I started drinking when it was hot or if it was cooler, but yeah. Taste is strong but travels by really quickly. It doesn't linger very much. So a swift, short burst of good flavour. That's the best way to describe it. And that's my thoughts on the toffee apple tea. Okay, and we've got two more. This one's actually going to go over the 20 minutes. Yeah, as you can see, I teamed up with Little Hurricane for these matches because, you know, there was just the two of us, so let's team up. Oh yeah, 8 KOs for me, 6, 4, 6, yeah, 1, yep, we did pretty well. Apparently it's a character he likes to play as because the bowling ball is fun. Instead he insisted on choosing Game & Watch, which we just unlocked. Which we'd just unlocked. He actually does decently well as Game & Watch. The Isabelle CPU at like level 4, by the way, is really dumb. Like, they're all level 4 from this point. But the Isabelle CPU, I don't know, it just feels really dumb and he's easily beaten. The Kirby CPU worked a bit better, but the Isabelle one, it just never seemed like it quite had a head on straight. Admittedly, as you can see here, I not really, don't really know how to play as Villager. I had a friend, Region Rune, had a YouTube channel for a while, but he stopped because he was focusing on his career as a doctor. Yeah, he actually mained Villager. Was a big fan of like Animal Crossing and such. I've never seen the appeal of Animal Crossing. But yeah, I know mostly to just use Lloyd rockets. You got a pretty good mid-air attack via the slingshot because you get some distance with it. Yeah, we got items on because, you know, more items makes crazier results and the kids enjoy crazy. But the items are somehow easier to keep track of than, you know, obviously 8 fighters, so... Nah, I didn't get anyone with the Final Smash. That's a shame. Yeah, as I was mentioned about Nanka before, how the Little Hurricane chose him. Well, Nanka's the only Mii I've got on this Switch at the moment, but as I'm planning to get Miitopia, I'm going to be actually spending, like, if I've got the day off, the next sort of couple days... I mean, this is a really long past time. Actually, making a bunch of Miis. There's, like, a really improved Mii Maker system that I'll have to keep a track of, but the thing is, I don't know how long I'll end up spending on that before I find that it's getting boring doing so, because like it's best to try and make them ahead of time so that you're not having to do, you know, interrupt the flow and do so in the middle of your Miitopia adventure. Like, that'll get a bit annoying otherwise. But at the same time, I don't want to just like spend my entire first day of like playing Miitopia just fiddling around with the Mii Maker customization. That might get a bit dull. It was nice, but, you know, having some stage interactions on again with, you know, it's nice to see Picto Chat as Picto Chat. You know, I turned off the stage interactions because I don't want, like, the boss characters popping up sort of thing. But there's some stages which just don't feel interesting enough about, you know, the stage interactions. You have to choose one or the other. A price must be paid. Because I was actually considering Miitopia back on the 3DS as, like, similar to the Nanka's Pokemon Miiverse Adventure series I made, interactive story thing, and, you know, having other people sort of submit their Miis and characters. Would have been nice to do, but, you know, of course, sadly, Miiverse shut down. I still miss Miiverse. Miiverse was such a good system, in my opinion. I'm trying to get more involved. I don't know if it'll have happened at this point. I'll probably bring up in Balan Wonderworld. But I'm considering, there's a Kirby group on TV now, which is looking for admins. I'm considering signing up as an admin. I have no idea quite what I'd be doing, but I like the idea of, you know, actually being more involved in the Miiverse community. So if it meant becoming an admin of a Kirby art group, I'd be down for that. Not that, you know, I'm not an artist, so I've been doing drawings, some including Kirby drawings. I did some for the kids. I've actually considered like a little, if I do get the admin position, I've considered making a little short story saying around how King Dedede became the self-proclaimed king, which is mostly because it's like a funny joke that I want to do, wherein King Dedede convinces the Waddle Dees to serve him as their king, and the way he does that is he approaches them and they're like, "Why should we have you as our king?" And King Dedede goes, "Because I have 2 more D's! All hail King Dedede!" And yeah, so might make a short. If I do get the position, I might make a short story about that. I've actually been trying to find amiibos for the Little Abyss. She really likes playing with my amiibos. But funny enough, it's really hard to find amiibos. I was also trying to find amiibos for Kyrus. I was hoping to get him the Monster Hunter Rise amiibos, but they're like near impossible to find. Here, okay, I'm Pokemon Trainer here, yeah. I'm glad that it's really nice that Leaf got added into the thing. I still think Pokemon Trainer should have been a different gen other than Gen 1. Should, you know, and given the timing, probably should have been Gen 4 or 3. Like, there was no reason technically to add Lucario when you could have just had a Gen 4 Pokemon Trainer fill in the role of, you know, the newest gen representative. I just feel like, you know, it just felt like unnecessary to have Lucario, you know, the Pokemon Trainer was added for the mechanics sort of thing, but you could have filled in the idea of representing the latest Pokemon gen by adding in a Gen 4 Pokemon Trainer to do that sort of thing. But who knows if that was even viable, because Lucario is clearly not based off Lucario from the games. Lucario is more so based off the movie, if anything. Like, Sakurai was pretty accurate with his interpretation of Greninja, but he clearly ends up making the Pokemon before he even gets enough details of him. Incineroar doesn't really fight like Incineroar. Doesn't have really any dark moves per se sort of thing. Well, aside from Darkest Larry sort of thing. He's just a plain generic wrestler character sort of thing. That's all he is to him. He's not, Incineroar per se. He's just a wrestler slapped on. And of course, once again, Little Hurricane doesn't like Skullkid, and Skullkid just keeps popping up in all the matches he's involved in. I like how it even tips the health, the damage percentage upside down as well. That's pretty cool. Was that me blowing up? Oh no, it was the sister of me blowing up, I think, from the Warlock punch there. Yeah, like I really enjoyed playing these Smash Bros. Matches. I really enjoy playing at the moment, particularly with Little Hurricane with the game. I mean, I like sharing the joy of gaming with the kid, but the Little Hurricane in actually being able to somewhat competently play the games obviously has a slight edge over it. Whereas Little Abyss, she'll get there one day. I had some fun having her play Dead or Alive with me. And hey, she's keen to join in with Little Hurricane and her dad playing like their games at their house, sort of like Mario and such. And I'm pretty sure with how fascinated the Little Sunshine, the youngest nephew, he's 2 now. That really makes me feel old. During lockdown, he's like he couldn't walk before lockdown, and now he runs everywhere. It's weird. He really likes watching. Yeah, their 9-hammer. I knew Little Hurricane got the 9-hammer or something. Yeah, the Little Sunshine likes watching Little Hurricane sit at his like little computer desk playing the Nintendo Switch. So I'm pretty sure he'll be eager to pick up a game controller at some point. However, before he can actually figure out which direction moves you which way, so he's not walking off cliffs, who knows? I have no idea who the people in the background are, by the way. I've never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The way I looked at it from the Xenoblade Chronicles gameplay style, from what I saw, is that it played very much like Final Fantasy XI, where it's like that sort of like weird, awkward thing between, or like an MMO, where you select your thing as your like one of like a bunch of attack commands sort of thing. There's like a buffer on when you can use your next attack sort of thing. Not a fan of it. It's an odd sweetness, very different from a lot of the other sweet teas I've had before. Oh, I finally got knocked out there. Yeah, and this was the last of the matches I played with my nephews and niece that I've got recorded here. Now that I've finally recorded all of these, I can do the update. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these videos. If you did enjoy them, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. We have plenty of other fine games, a few other Smash Bros videos, and I hope to sort of like do some other Grin Brothers others with like the Miiverse show that you may have seen. If not, please consider checking that link. I'll have put it up slightly earlier. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And cheerio!